What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about what's going on with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Now, this is part of my series where I take a look at a game and just talk about where we're at with it right now and where we're going to be with it in 2023, kind of a preview-like series of this game. And Texas Chainsaw is a game I'm really looking forward to. Honestly, I'm kind of in the background putting together a list of all of my most anticipated games of next year, and Texas Chainsaw is shockingly high on that list. This game, every single time we've seen it, which hasn't been all that much, we'll talk about that, but it has looked just absolutely phenomenal each and every time. So to recap, remember, this game was rumored for a while. There was always the rumors of, is it this? Is it a Halloween game, right? And actually, it was last year at the Game Awards, so about 1 year ago, a little bit more, that we got the reveal of this game. And then 2022 was a big year for it because everything that we saw, including a big preview event too, where sites and influencers got to, see part of the game. It looked amazing, and that's a lot of what we got in this year, is kind of building out, all right, how exactly does this game work, right? Because we know it's not like a 4v1 kind of thing like a Dead by Daylight, so how is it going to play out? And the answer is surprisingly well from the people that were able to actually play it. So we got a lot of that info this year, and now, going into next year, we still don't know the release date. That is one thing I want to talk about in this video. When could it come out? The release date's unknown. Obviously, it's coming out on pretty much every platform under the sun. PS4, PS5, all the Xboxes, PC as well. So coming out across the board. And this one is kind of tough to predict because for some of these games, I tend to have just like an inkling, right? Just a feeling in me where it's like, okay, first half or second half. You can at least kind of narrow it down to one or the other. So which one could this be? I mean, I am really hoping it could be this game could be a first half of the year 2023 kind of game. Friday the 13th came out at the very end of May, several years back. So if they're looking at that as like a comparable Evil Dead, now not all these games are made by them, but if they're looking for these asymmetrical kind of horror games, they actually tend to come out in May for whatever reason. I don't know what month Dead by Daylight originally came out in, but that would be an amazing time, I think, to release. This year is packed. I mean, no matter what, you're going to have competition, but yet again, a game like this is going to be so different. And I was actually reading some articles about this as well, where it's like this game's biggest strength, I do think, is the IP, is the gameplay. I do think this gameplay looks incredibly unique, but also taking what works in a Dead by, like the themes and just how everything kind of plays out. Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, even like a Predator, Hunting Grounds, all those kind of games, putting it together. The issue could be, will this game last long term? That's something that, Gun Media, Ilphonic, all these companies tend to really struggle with keeping games around. Again, you saw it with Friday the 13th. Now, there were lawsuits that kind of stopped that in its tracks. Predator Hunting Grounds stuck around as long as it could, but it very clearly did die after about a few months. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed just released, and that game kind of died the day after it came out, even though it's actually a pretty good game. So that is a concern. I look to this game, maybe the most comparable, like Dead by Daylight, of course, I think is like the gold standard, what you want this game to try to become. But I do think Friday the 13th is a game that is pretty comparable, because Friday the 13th was immense fun, kind of took the internet by storm, blew up, right? There were so many people playing it, and really stuck around for like several months. Now, again, not like forever, but I would say for a good 2 to 4 months, this game was very heavily populated, and then it kind of started to trail off. So that may not be exactly what they're looking for, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I do think, again, the gameplay, as we've talked about, like, you need to have a really solid foundation because it's all about just repeating it over and over. So you got to have really good loops. You got to have reasons to play as both sides. And even when we're talking about, like, the family members, got to have reasons to play as all of them, not just one, because that would probably cause some problems in terms of matchmaking. But honestly, from everything I've seen, like, I really do believe this game, not just multiplayer, but like if I'm talking about just pure excitement for playing a game next year, this game is very high on my list because it just looks like so much fun. It really does look like they nail the atmosphere, the tension. Like, I don't know. I really think this game can be something very, very special. Could be setting myself up for failure, but I really hope I'm not. So hopefully we get more stuff like really soon. I don't know how much more you really need. I guess it's kind of like a pro-con thing. Like, yeah, would I like to see more? I'm sure I would. I'm sure I would cover it. I covered the last time, during the preview event that they did. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of saw what I needed to see. You sold me again on everything I just talked about, and I kind of just want to know the release date now. Like, give me the date and let's have this game come out. So I'm very excited for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. When you think it will release, what do you think about the game in general? Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I'll see you all on the next one.